really showed that it was actually like more than just like maybe a couple of months. Um, one of he goes into the apartment and it's white. I mean, the coloring was different when Paul Allen had it. It was white, and there was a realtor in there, kind of showing people around, and he's looking around the apartment trying to find everything, but everything's taken care of. She goes up to him and she goes, are you my 230? And he goes, no, this is Paul Allen's place. Does he live here? And he goes, and she goes, there's no one here by that name. And he goes, this is his place. And he goes, and then this, I love it when she goes, you saw her ad in the Times? And he's like, no. Yeah, yeah, I did. And she's like, there was no ad in the Times. I think you should go. That part of me, it kind of says, in the 1980s in that society, you look at that place, I mean, you really have to see his place to really kind of understand what I'm about to tell you, is that that in that time frame, you look at that apartment, that was an expensive place. I mean, that was really expensive. So when they probably, after so long of not paying the rent or anything, the landlord comes in, sees, what went on, and has two options. You can either A, call the cops, have them come in, take all the people out of there that were dead in there, and, have the whole thing. But the thing is, if you were to try to resell it, it would not get top dollar for what that apartment was worth. So what they decide to do is option B, clear out the room, don't say anything, and just resell it at top dollar, which they end up doing. And that's when she says to Patrick, I think you should go. And she kind of holds up her things like, I don't want any trouble. Kind of like, if you're willing to keep your mouth shut, I'm willing to keep my mouth shut as well. Just go, don't come back. And that's how he's just so confused, is that why, I mean, did he dream this? But I mean, those kind of signs kind of insinuate that he did it. But I mean, you look in that society, nobody would expect him to do that. So I mean, they pretty much just, just kind of like water under the bridge, let's just move on. I mean, I love it at the end where he just realizes that, he's getting away with it. And I think there's a part of me that thinks, did he want to get caught, or did he just want to, kind of, even if he did want to get caught or not. But it was really just truly, I think, an amazing film. Really underrated. I would have personally said I thought Christian Bale deserved some kind of a big award. I don't know if he definitely would have gotten an Oscar for that role. I mean, even though he deserved it, because I mean, his acting was probably the best I've seen in a long time. I'm trying to remember who won Best Actor that year in 2000, but I mean, he really, topped. I mean, really blew me away. I thought he was completely just. I mean, that wasn't Christian Bale. That was Patrick Bateman. I mean, you can even see in every one of his movies that he's not playing himself. He's playing a character. And that's a rare thing these days. You look at a lot of guys that, guys like, a lot of people like to call Shia LaBeouf a good actor. He actually plays himself a lot. I mean, a guy with, like, nice witty comebacks. But that's kind of like how he is. Jim Carrey is another guy. I mean, you look at all his movies, I mean, I'm not gonna bash Jim Carrey, because I actually like Jim Carrey. It's just that I think he's a funny guy. It's just that he plays himself. What's funny is that a lot of people like to say Jack Nicholson plays himself. But I'll be honest with you, he has done a lot of movies that he hasn't played himself. But we'll save Jack Nicholson for another day, for maybe like a whole video discussing Jack Nicholson. But let's finish up American Psycho. And I gotta say, American Psycho is definitely on my top films. I'll actually maybe one day go into all my top films, but I gotta say, it's up there. It's definitely in my top 20 favorite movies of all time. It's not going anywhere, and I think this is a very underrated movie. The book is actually very good. It's very graphic in terms of the killings. So if you want to maybe get into the book, if you can find it, I definitely recommend you pick it up. It's actually a very good read. But in terms of the movie, it's an amazingly done film. It's great acting, and really just, I think, really just kind of a suspenseful film, and kind of makes you think. A lot of people would probably not like this film because it makes you think. A lot of people like everything.
Surprised me, just the whole thing where he did it.
Makes you kind of think, well, I want to know what happened. I want to know, did he dream it? Did he do it? A lot of people just like everything explained to them. But I think it does, to be able to leave that kind of left open, then you really can't be disappointed with that film because, I mean, when you draw up your own conclusion, you draw up the way you like it and the way you want it, and it fits. So, I mean, you can say that, maybe he just dreamt it, maybe he did some of it, maybe he didn't do it all. But I think in the end, I think it does a great job at just showing how I think it does a great job just showing the lifestyle throughout the 80s, and really, definitely a superb Christian Bale movie. It is my favorite Christian Bale movie of all the Christian Bale films that I own, and basically, I recommend it. If you are a Christian Bale fan, or if you're just a fan of suspense horror movies in general, it's not really a horror movie. I mean, it's more of like a kind of like a. I would you like to say maybe a Hannibal Lecter kind of? It's as if it's a Hannibal Lecter movie, just kind of
More personality.
more personality to him. He's not just like this creepy guy that's just eats people. This is like a guy you really wouldn't expect doing this stuff, but he's doing it. But he really is like the boy next door kind of guy, but he's also a psychopathic killer. So that's basically all I can really say about American Psycho. It is definitely a must see, definitely a must own for any Christian Bale fan or any kind of suspense thriller movie fan in general. So I mean, go over, check it out, rent it if you'd like to. But I'm to be honest with you, after you rent it, you'll probably want to buy it. So I mean, it is at least worth that one look, and I'm pretty sure you can find it even on Blu-ray for $10. So I mean, it really isn't. I mean, it's been out for a long time, like 9 years. So I mean, it is It's a very good film to pick up. I really recommend it. This is John. I'm John. That's Ross, and hopefully we'll see you next time.
See ya.